Welcome to Wicked Shizuku's Reviews, bringing you a southern perspective on books, movies, music, and much, much more. Stick around for a while, you just might hear something wicked. And welcome back, everyone. This is a Friday read, and this is episode 40 of Wicked Shizuku's Reviews Reads. So, I will be carrying on this Friday read with, or in, the new book of Etiquette, 1920s edition. And the last time we learned about our pioneer heritage. So, we shall be carrying on, this time, with post-war reaction. Social life in America has developed with accelerated speed. The trappers, hunters, and explorers quickly emerged as a race of frontiersmen and Indian fighters. The pioneers, moving along across the continent, planted the seeds of cities, and the cities grew quickly and flourished as the flood of immigration swept to these shores. Sleepy little villages clustered everywhere around them, each with its own set of social trifles brought over from the old world. But the social code established by the first settlers and emphasized by the pioneers became the standard of national life. Social trifles remained conventions borrowed from the mother country and became part of the community's social scheme. But the inspiring American philosophy found its way into the tiniest village, to the most remote farm, coloring the whole fabric of American life with the ideal of tolerance, kindliness, and a wholesome hospitality toward everyone. The railroad, the telephone, and the telegraph were tremendous amalgamating forces in this country. The small towns learned the ways of the city. Many of the old customs disappeared. The automobile was also a great influence, making it possible for the man or woman from a small town to visit the city frequently and mingle socially with city people. The World War exerted a very great influence upon American life. At the call to arms, the boy from a tiny village in the Middle West came to march beside the boy who had lived all his life in a bustling city. The black boot and the banker's son became buddies, and they carried with them to the front the bold ethics of the frontier. Race, pursuits, class distinctions all vanished, crushed out beneath the tramp of marching feet. Like the pioneers, they forgot social trifles, but remembered the gestures of humanity. A boy whose family had lived in Boston for generations entrusted a last message for his mother to a boy whose parents had been peasant immigrants. A big fellow from a farm out west, who had never heard of a finger bowl, gave up his life carrying water to a wounded comrade. Naturally, there has been a tremendous reaction. Something of the Armistice Day fervor lives on. Many of the narrow social standards of the old world have been torn down, and the beautiful philosophy of the new world has been enriched. The change in the social code is discussed in a most interesting manner in The Log Cabin Lady, an anonymous autobiography. The writer relates her experiences at a splendid old estate in England, a proud old home from which 3 sons had marched into war. Only one had returned, the youngest. On the occasion of this visit, the son came in at tea time from a cross-country tramp, bringing with him a young woman whom he introduced as one of his pals in the war. That was enough. Lady R greeted her as one of the royal blood. The girl was the daughter of a Manchester plumber. She had done her bit, and it had been a hard bit in the war. And now she was a stenographer in a nearby village. There follows a vivid description of the girl's great service to her country. The young captain told the story himself, and his family enjoyed it, evidently admiring the Manchester lassie, who sat there red as a poppy. They did not bend to the plumber's daughter, nor seem to try to lift her to the altars of their ancient hall. Everyone met on new ground, a ground where human beings had faced death together. It was a sign of the new fellowship, deep and fine. There was no consciousness of ancient class. There was only today and tomorrow. And the writer calls this the American spirit, valuing a human being for personal worth. We had it here in America long before the war taught it to Europe. We have it today more than ever before. And so, that concludes our lesson today in etiquette. And next time, which shall be, I suppose, episode 45, will be the passing of the age of tradition. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Wicked Shizuku's Reviews, and that if you're new here, please go back to the very beginning of this playlist, and you will be able to enjoy this. So, but if you found this educational, entertaining, or you just enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and share. And also, if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks. Have a good night. Good night, loves.